Fruit, vegetables, and exercise can make you happier. Fruit, vegetables, and exercise can make you happier. You're listening to Neuroscience News Reading, presented by Hakeem Alibokas Alexander on the Wisdom app for World Reading Club in association with Uniquilibrium. In today's edition, our reading focus will be from neurosciencenews.com with an article entitled Fruit, Vegetables, and Exercise Can Make You Happier. Let's find out what they have to say about this in neurosciencenews.com, featured under Neuroscience and Psychology, published on September 18th, 2022. Summary. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for having me. I'm editing stuff on my Veterans Club Racing Association page on Facebook. Glad to be here. I think
All right.
that what you're talking about is really vital and important. I know my diet involves a lot of whole fruit and a lot of whole vegetables. I think a variety of them is important. So I'm here to hear what you have to say because you are very, very well versed in the nutraceutical world.
By the way, guys, Chris Cavallo, I've had the pleasure of staying with him many nights, and the guy's a cook. He gets up there and just without even any fanfare, he goes up there, cooks some chicken, makes some sandwiches and vegetables. He definitely makes some healthy meals. I've been to his place.
That quinoa is a staple that people should eat more often. You know, I think that we always try to find some kind of grain here in America. You know, the chicken and rice and brown rice has kind of come back. It's gotten more popular with young athletics and young bodybuilding. I think we need to really get people to get off of rice and really on the quinoa. I'm very, very, very adamant about that. Have been for many years.
Quinoa's good stuff. Hey, Sarah, I saw you in the house and I saw your message. I sent Eric.
It just simply has more protein, you know. It just has protein in it compared to no protein in rice.
Exactly. Much more than just the regular stuff. If anybody wants to read along, you can go to neurosciencenews.com and check out the article. Chris, just for snaps and craggles, I'm going to send you the link to what I'm reading right now. Just in case. I sent it to you on Facebook. And all right, without further ado, I want to get this done because earlier I read it, and when I was listening back to it, the audio was terrible. So here we go. Neurosciencenews.com. Featured article of the day is called Fruits, Vegetables, and Exercise Can Make You Happier. Summary. Consuming fruits and vegetables and exercise makes people happier, not the other way around, a new study reports. Increased happiness was associated with eating more fruits and vegetables in women and in exercising more in men. Source: University of Kent. New research led by the University of Kent and University of Reading has found that fruit and vegetable consumption and exercise can increase levels of happiness. While the link between lifestyle and well-being has been previously documented and often used in public health campaigns to encourage healthier diets and exercise, new findings published by the Journal of Happiness Studies show that there is also a positive causation from lifestyle to life satisfaction. This research is the first of its kind to unravel the causation of how happiness, the consumption of fruit and vegetables, and exercising are related rather than generalizing a correlation. The researchers, Dr. Adelina Geschwantner, Kent's School of Economics, Dr. Sarah Jewell, and Professor Uma Kambapati, both from the University of Reading School of Economics, used an instrumental variable approach to filter out any effect from happiness to lifestyle. It showed that it is rather the consumption of fruits and vegetables and exercising that makes people happy and not the other way around. Findings demonstrate that the ability of individuals to delay gratification and apply self-control plays a major role in influencing lifestyle decisions, which in turn has a positive impact on well-being. The research also shows that men appear to exercise more and women eat more fruit and vegetables. With it being well known that lifestyle diseases are a leading cause of ill health and mortality worldwide, and the UK having one of the highest obesity rates in Europe, these findings could have significant implications for public health policy. Dr. Geschwantner said, "Behavioral nudges that help the planning self to reinforce long-term objectives are likely to be especially helpful in maintaining a healthy lifestyle. If a better lifestyle not only makes us healthier, but also happier, then it is a clear win-win situation." Professor Kambhampati said, "There has been a bigger shift in recent years for healthier lifestyle choices. To establish that eating more fruit and vegetables and exercising can increase happiness as well as offer health benefits is a major development. This may also prove useful for policy campaigns around environment and sustainability." About this diet, exercise, and happiness research news. Author, Olivia Miller. Source, University of Kent. Contact, Olivia Miller, University of Kent. If you're reading this article on neurosciencenews.com, the featured image of a woman eating a green apple is in the public domain. Original research is open access, titled "Lifestyle and Life Satisfaction: The Role of Delayed Gratification" by Adelina Geschwantner and others, Journal of Happiness Studies. You're listening to Neuroscience News Reading, presented by Hakeem Alibokis Alexander on the Wisdom app for World Reading Club in association with Uniquilibrium. Neuroscience News continues with an abstract from the article "Lifestyle and Life Satisfaction: The Role of Delayed Gratification." This paper considers the impact of two measures of lifestyle, the consumption of fruit and vegetables and doing exercise, on individual well-being. Since lifestyle is likely to be endogenous, we correct for this by using two dimensions of delayed gratification as instruments. The ability to delay gratification enables individuals to give greater weight to the investment component of lifestyle decisions rather than merely the affective component. Our analysis is based on the UK Understanding Society data, which covers 40,000 UK households over time. We find that the two delayed gratification instruments are positive and significant in influencing lifestyle. In stage 2, we find that the fruit and vegetable consumption and sports activity increase life satisfaction, though the impacts vary for men and women. These results are robust across income quartiles, region, gender, education, and age groups. NeuroscienceNews.com asks you to join our newsletter. Sign up to receive our recent neuroscience headlines and summaries sent to your email once a day, totally free. We hate spam and only use your email to contact you about newsletters. You can cancel your subscription anytime. Neuroscience News posts science research news from labs, universities, hospitals, and news departments around the world. Science articles can cover neuroscience, psychology, AI, robotics, neurology, brain cancer, mental health, machine learning, autism, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, brain research, depression, and other topics related to cognitive sciences. You've been listening to Neuroscience News Reading, presented by Hakeem Alibokis Alexander on the Wisdom app for World Reading Club in association with Uniquilibrium. Oh, fruits and vegetables and exercise, things that I do every day. But am I happy? Inquiring minds would like to know. Well, I had a very interesting conversation with Dr. Yogi over in Breakout, and he was very helpful, very methodical. We were talking about grief, and he was focusing on my grief. Good grief. And not too long ago, I think it was yesterday, as a matter of fact, today is September 18th, I believe. And yesterday I read an article about, it was an interview article from Dr. I think her name is Alana Eaglewich, is how I'm pronouncing it. Eaglewich sounds really cool. Anyway, she was at Psych Congress, and she made some very good points in her article. And her article was focusing on what they call prolonged grief disorder. And she had mentioned something that she is trained and well-versed in called prolonged grief disorder therapy. And there were many great points she made about anxiety and sadness. Because one of my concerns when I first read the article was that, here they go, pathologizing and medicalizing grief, something unnormal human behavior, which I feel like the psychiatric industry does a lot of. However, listen very closely. After reading Dr. Eaglewich's writing, it was very, and I know this sounds like Fox News or something like that, but it was very fair and balanced. She really made some amazing points about that. She talked about how most people who are against putting prolonged grief disorder into the DSM-5 TR were for the most part, arguing against it on a philosophical basis, whereas proponents of it have a different perspective on it. Anyhow, something she said, she's like, there's anxiety. Everybody experiences anxiety, but she says at some point we have to draw a line and call it an anxiety disorder. She's like, everybody gets sad from time to time, but up to a certain point, we have to draw a line and we have to call it clinical depression. And I really appreciate her perspective about that. It was, and just more about the article. So I'm pretty sure, actually, I know it's in my my playbacks here, my playlist, that is. And man, I read so much neuroscience news. I'll find it, but look at my playlist. You'll see it's about prolonged grief disorder, PGD. Fantastic article. I think they have had me switching. I'm no longer opposed to everything psychiatry. It's a very fascinating thing that happens when you keep an open mind. Also, people try to come along and put all kinds of things inside your head when you keep an open mind, but still, keeping an open mind is fascinating. I have accomplished my goal this evening, which was to reread Fruit, Vegetables, and Exercise Can Make You Happier from neurosciencenews.com, because earlier I felt like it was an abject failure. So, but now, I feel like it's much better. And here we go. So unless, Chris, unless you have anything that you want to add or say, then I'm going to shut it down over here on the Wisdom. I might go and if Cecilia Grace is still around. I saw you were in the room with Cecilia Grace earlier.
Possibly.
And yeah, she's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, you can go and shut it down. I mean, I think it's very true. We need lots of whole fruits and whole vegetables. It really does change the way you think and feel and behave, and we are what we eat. And we should really increase getting in a variety of fruits and vegetables, not just like, oh, I'm getting a good dose of vitamin K, or whatever. Like eat,
Yeah,
a variety of fruits and vegetables in different shades of colors and types and families. Um, I think that it's very important, and we don't do it enough.
nice. Ooh, look, one of my authors, Cameron Ward, just sent me a new article. Great, I'm going to go ahead and publish that. So, shutting the room down and getting on the publication of that article. All right, everybody. You've been listening to Neuroscience News Reading presented by yours truly, Hakeem Ali Bokus Alexander, on the Wisdom app for World Reading Club in association with Uniquilibrium.